The Apple Watch is by far my most used tech that I use on a daily basis because it's obviously attached to me. I use it more than my iPhone, my iPad, especially the Apple Vision. That thing is just a paperweight at this point. So what I'm doing today is sharing with you my 15 most used tricks that I like to use on my Apple Watch. Starting off with the native workout app. Because I feel like a lot of people overlook this. Yes, you could bypass the 3-second timer by single tapping the display, will immediately start the workout, and then a 2-second tap on the display will also start a segment. But before you start a workout in general, tap this little corner right here. You can actually select 3 different style of workouts you like to do. My personal favorite is the elliptical, as I like to run for 13 minutes. I can always have a 13-minute counter. So as soon as 13 minutes are up, I'm done. I don't have to remember to keep an eye on the timer. It will do it all automatically. You could do the exact same thing with calories. If you have a calorie goal, then you just like to be done with your workout, you can set that way as well. Each segment is a different color. The most common one again is green for open workout. But if you wish to make this into a permanent thing, if you go into the preference tab, you could select like an actual timer to alert you once you're done with like a 15-minute workout as an example. I feel like this isn't really utilized as much as it should be. Now for number 2 is widgets. Believe it or not, I feel that a lot of people are not using their widgets to their full potential. Personally, I wasn't a huge fan when Apple introduced widgets on watchOS 10, but after a while, it does make sense because this allows me to have a cleaner layout on my watch face because I can find the weather widget right here if I want to. And now that several months has gone by since we had widgets, you can find support on most third-party apps here as well. So if you like to keep an eye on certain things, you could do that. And if you scroll on the very bottom, you can not only store 3 of your favorite most used apps, like I have messengers here, but I like utilizing this third slot right here to monitor the battery life percentage of my Apple Watch. Because over here on my watch face, I can monitor my solar system, my household power bank. Now for number 3 is media control. Because on the widget section, you can also use this to quickly have access to whatever audio you're listening to on your iPhone or your Apple Watch. If you have sausage fingers like I do, this really does come in handy because sometimes when I'm tapping on the now playing icon, I miss and I hit something else, a complication usually, and it's really annoying. So a way I was able to bypass this mistake from happening is just by going onto the widgets and tapping media player right here, and it allows me to quickly adjust the audio by using my digital crown. Super helpful stuff. Next up is the live wallpaper. Yes, they still exist. A lot of people, for some reason, keep thinking that live wallpaper no longer supported on watchOS 10. It's here. Just you have to make sure that you have your always on display disabled for this to automatically go off every time when you raise your wrists. I do a full in-depth tutorial video right over here where I show you more information on how you could create GIFs or photos into live wallpaper for your Apple Watch, especially if you're curious how you could do like the shuffle rotation, as this is a feature that got removed, but I found a glitch to actually allow you to do that. So I'll have that video right there, but you can also click on it in the video description down below. Now switch watch faces. This is a hidden feature because you have to go into your iPhone settings to enable the swipe to switch ability. This was a feature that was on by default, but now it's able to be toggled on and off. The reason why I like this feature a lot to use on a daily basis is I like to have a loud watch face for daily purposes, and then I like to switch to this one that's not so loud, simple, basic, ideal for situations where you just don't want to be distracted or distract others around you. Either you're socializing with a group of people or a one-on-one date. This is typically the watch face I like to switch to just to give myself the low number of distractions. And I'm sure the other person you're talking to will also respect that. Now for number 6 is why I use the digital crown on the left side. The benefits of having it on the left side, a couple other content creators do the same thing. It's always debatable who's right and who's wrong. Experiment. I strongly advise experimenting. You may find that having the digital crown on the left side is better because it's more easier to navigate. It actually makes sense to navigate because your thumb's over here and your pointing finger is up here, so you don't really have to go across one another. Your hand's perfectly positioned to be placed like this. And it just makes navigating your Apple Watch so much easier. In addition to that, if you ever accidentally toggle Siri, I'm sure a lot of us have done that, having a digital crown on the left side usually prevents Siri from accidentally being toggled or you could toggle SOS on accident. So I think the proper way is on the left side. But again, to each their own. But if you like to change the orientation and experiment for yourself first and give it a shot, just go into settings, go in general, and you'll find the orientation to switch the digital crown from right to left. And then just swap your band accordingly, of course. Now next is a cool one, but real quick, if you're enjoying this video, make sure to leave this video a like to help others also know about these cool tricks for their Apple Watch. So, theater mode. Theater mode can be activated on your control center, of course, and you tap on here. Now the beauty about theater mode is I like using this a lot, especially when you're in a dark place like a movie theater as an example, which hence the name theater mode, as toggling this will automatically switch your devices on silent, and if you ever receive a notification, you'll feel a small vibration on your wrist, and you can use the digital crown to take a quick peek and go back to dark. And then if you ever drop something in the cinema, by going in control center, toggling the flashlight, it will default to the red. So you can actually look for things that you might have dropped at the movie theater without distracting others around. Red is the color you like to use due to the fact that it will allow you to maintain your night vision. So it's much better than a bright white light illuminating in a dark room. This feature definitely does come in handy. Next is the reminder of sleep tracking to charge your device. So if you use sleep tracking on a daily basis and you only own one Apple Watch, in the sleep tracking settings, you can enable it right here. So if your watch notices that it's not gonna have enough juice to make it throughout the night, it will remind you ahead of time to charge your Apple Watch. So this way, your watch has enough battery to make it throughout the entire night and track your sleep tracking habits. For number 9 is long holding the top portion to see your notifications. I've caught a lot of people doing this personally, where some people will exit out the app on their Apple Watch just to go to their main watch face and pop up notifications right here. You don't have to do that. You can just long hold on the top, give it a couple of seconds, and it will pop up, allowing you to peruse your notifications in case you miss something. Now, another thing I caught a lot of people forgetting is, double tapping the power button will quickly take you to the app switcher, of course. You can use the digital crown to navigate to the previously open apps you have, but instead of tapping on the screen to select that app, if you have sausage fingers, you may know how annoying it is that sometimes when you tap, you accidentally go to the wrong one, so you have to open up App Switcher again. A massive forgotten feature is you can just let go of the digital crown once you select the app you like to go into. Wait a couple of seconds, it will take you directly to the app without having to use your finger. So that's how you were properly supposed to navigate the double tap multitask menu. Number 11, when using an app and you're like inside its settings, just like our iPhone, we can just swipe to go back instead of having to tap the arrow icon up top. And then if you're at the very bottom, a less known or forgotten feature is you can just tap the clock on top and it will automatically scroll you all the way to the very top. For number 13, it's a cool little trick that I've been utilizing most of the time is the camera app. When you launch the camera app, it will allow you to view your phone camera. It's a viewfinder, basically. You can switch between the front and rear camera. And thanks to this, I personally like utilizing this as a method to locate my phone. If you have a spouse, kids, a pet, or somebody you just don't want to wake up and play that loud noise to possibly wake somebody up, just launch the camera app, and hopefully it's not in a dark place, but most of the time your phone is probably misplaced on a shelf, so just switch to the appropriate camera. You can locate your phone this way without risking of waking up your kid. So that's definitely plan A, but plan B, of course, you cannot defeat the Find My PIN on your Apple Watch. It would be cool if Apple could integrate a feature where we could disable the sound and just enable the flash in these type of situations, but the camera method still works. And so this is why this is my plan A, but plan B will obviously be the PIN to locate my iPhone. Number 14 is a bit of an odd one, but your Apple Watch can actually control your nearby Apple devices. If you go into the accessibility tab, if you scroll all the way down, you can locate there's a control nearby Apple devices setting. If you click on here, you can control your iPhone wirelessly. In addition to that, if you actually go here, and then you can toggle this, where you could select either the multitask menu, where if you do like gesture controls on your Apple Watch, you could on-demandly just control your Apple Watch all from just hand motion gestures. It's a cool little party trick, but I'm sure if you're doing like presentations or something like that, you could definitely get some good usage out of this integrated feature. Now, a reminder for number 15 is Control Center. If you are confused what these icons are, you could always tap on them and it will actually read you what exactly it is. So if you're unfamiliar with some of these icons, just tap here and it'll break down the entire list. Now lastly, Justin did ask me this question: what is a great app for YouTube? That is WatchTube still. Even though this app isn't really fully supported anymore from the developer, not sure what happened, maybe a weird dilemma between one party and the other, but the app does still work, and this is the only way currently that I'm aware of that allows you to watch YouTube videos as well as listen to YouTube videos on your Apple Watch. So it may be buggy at first, but just give it a while. Eventually a YouTube video will load. But as the time makes this video, to my knowledge, again, this is the only app that allows you to actually watch YouTube videos and listen to YouTube videos from your wrists. Anyways, there you guys have it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Again, if you'd like to watch that how to enable live wallpapers to your Apple Watch, watch that video tutorial right over there. And I'll be sure to include links about this Apple Watch band because I constantly get questions about it. It's from Spigen. I have that link in the description as well. Thank you so much for watching.